Now, the city of Johannesburg has completed the first phase of repairs to Lilian Ngoyi Street, damaged in a 2023 gas explosion. The 1.8-kilometer stretch is now brick paved, and a move that critics and some political parties have questioned over cost and even durability, though the city says it improves pedestrian access. The road opens next Friday, with full repairs expected by 2026. Johannesburg Roads Agency CEO Zweli Nyathi discusses this decision and addresses public concerns with us. Baba Nyathi, thank you. Appreciate your time this morning. Let's start right there. What informed the decision to use paving bricks instead of the traditional tar asphalt for Lilian Ngoyi Street, considering the amount of traffic that is said to be on this road?
Good morning and good morning to the viewers. One of the most important things, if you look at how cities are designed nowadays, they have less congestion. But the decision of us using paving is that it's in line with the city's master plan in terms of decongesting the city. You'll realize that the road was about 5 lanes. We reduced it to 3 to avoid heavy traffic and high-speeding motor vehicles. We want to promote on the side, pedestrian walking and cycling, because that's very, very important. But secondly, the bricks are reusable and it's less waste. If there is anything or brick cracks, we can remove it with ease and compact and put another one. Or if there is any services underneath that are compromised, we don't have to bring TLBs and cut. We can easily open the bricks, patch or fix whatever that needs to be done, be it electrical or anything, and then we reinstall the bricks. So they are very, very durable. It's not just common bricks. They are very, very strong, and they've been tested. So from where we're standing, it gives the city even those aesthetics of the design, because that's how we're planning to do the inner city. And it has been tested worldwide that sometimes bricks can be more durable and less waste than the normal tar, because we have to dig around in case there's potholes or resurfacing.
What you might save in this durability, as you say, you may need to then spend on consistent maintenance, because you'll have to keep taking those bricks, putting them back and refixing that road ultimately, because you're going to have a lot of traffic on there, which, as you say, yes, you might want to reduce the congestion, but to do that, there's going to be other aspects that need to be at play first. So is this not putting the cart before the horse?
Look, the road has been designed and be compacted to accommodate the bricks underneath. So there's a lot of engineering work that has happened underneath. So the bricks are just aesthetics, but the road is very, very stable underneath. When we went on site, same questions came, and we explained, the engineers were on site explaining the layers, how they are like, and we did demonstrate to them that the road is not compromised. It's very, very strong. Even the state-of-the-art technology that we used, all the way down to the services and the tunnels that have been rebuilt. So the road is very stable and even stronger than it was before.
You'll have to excuse my skepticism. We've seen quite a number of cases of integrity failure for infrastructure, rail, whatever the case might be. So I'm going to ask what contingency plans there would be and are in place should that paving of bricks fail under pressure from daily traffic.
As I'm saying, as JRA, we have our own asphalt plant that produces asphalt, but this has been tested. So as I'm saying, the engineers have given us a go-ahead to say this is durable. But if that's the case, we are always on standby with our working teams to make sure that whatever defects that are there, we deal with them on the spot. And the turnaround time, the benefit here will be the turnaround time. If we're using bricks, we don't have to cut or do anything or other special material. We can bring the bricks and compact and replace them with ease. So probably if you report any defects, it won't be longer than it used to be with asphalt and other material that we need to put or aggregates. This is just bricks. They're just stronger than your normal building bricks. That's it. But we will be on standby with our regional operations team. In the CBD, we also have teams that work there. So it shouldn't be, a headache, but we will definitely be up to the task as JRA, because we made this decision knowing that it's not common, it will have all those criticism, but the engineers gave us a go-ahead and said this can work, and it's actually more durable and less wastage.
All right, very interesting. Let's just go to the budget a little bit. Given the 215 million rand budget with the delays that it came with, how does this project align with the Johannesburg Roads Agency's mandate, particularly for efficient and cost-effective urban infrastructure? You've now overrun.
Okay. Let me start by correcting that. On phase one, we have spent 82 million. The entire budget for this was 192. So it has never exceeded to 200. I know there are some people who started the narrative. It's not that. We can show you our books. We've spent 82 million on phase one. And then with phase two coming, the remainder will go into phase two. So the other amount, I don't know where it was derived, but nonetheless, you will understand that about 4 or 5 months ago, we lost about 2 months because of the rain. That whole road, before we could compact and start building road layers, it was full of water, the whole stretch. So we had to keep on draining and other things, but also we had environmental issues that we didn't really worry much about in the beginning, where a lot of those buildings in the CBD have connected their sewer into the stormwater, which was a safety hazard for our workers. So we had to deal with that environmentally and make sure that everything is cleaned. But as well, we managed to put teams that worked both night shift and day shift to catch up with the time. Hence, I'm saying the road itself is done. It's just the aesthetics on the sides, which is pavement and walkways, which the mayor pronounced that by the 12th, those minor things, snags will be done and will be ready to move.
Was there sufficient communication with local residents, shop owners, the like, with regards to the material to be used, where exactly they will be after this, and how they will be supported as they head towards the opening?
Yes, actually, we brought the councillors on board. They were even at the launch because stakeholder engagement, we use the mechanism of the city where the councillors are in charge, and they disseminate the message to the citizens in their wards. So the respective wards councillors were there, and then obviously the business community have been engaged, and we've been sending communiques JRA in terms of update where we are and what is happening. So we have communicated enough from our side and the city to make sure that people know what is going on the side. Even on the day of the launch, we invited all of them, including the community.
Yeah, I mean, even the taxi drivers are going to be asking questions about whether that road will be sufficient. Because if there's a brick missing, that could serve as much damage, one would think, as a regular pothole.
Yeah, look, if you look at the compaction, I wish we were on site. It has been done to a point where the bricks are not also big. They are very, very flat, but very strong than normal bricks. So it shouldn't be much of an issue. We'll also try to put calming measures. We can't have people driving at 120 in the CBD. That's also a safety hazard. So one of these decisions was to reduce the high speed in the inner city because there's children, there's people walking. And secondly, we shouldn't be having lanes like it's a high lane. So we're augmenting the original design to make it more livable and safer for our citizens. So our consideration is not just motorists, but also the citizens who live around that area.
Okay, so are we able to talk just about the traffic lights here as well in and around that, and the infrastructure around that, the changes thereof, and how important that is moving forward?
Yes, you will see that we have put state-of-the-art traffic lights. We're using underground chambers because you all know that there are people who like vandalizing our traffic signals nowadays. When they see those trunks, they just drop them down, and I don't know exactly whether they're looking for something. But now we're using state-of-the-art technology. The traffic lights that we have there, you will see they have that mini-man walking there and timers and everything. So we have a lot of technology in those traffic signals. They are not just ordinary. As the city, we are rolling out those kind of traffic signals citywide. You would have seen that in some intersections that we recently repaired, like your Greystone, there's constant surveillance in those things. So we're looking at the safety element, we're looking at efficiency, but we're also looking at ease of use for the road. People will be able, if there's no cars, people will be able to communicate with the traffic signal if they want to cross, and it will give a go-ahead. So definitely we have taken it step ahead in terms of the infrastructure around the new road. It must match what we have put down.
I mean, that must mean you'd also like surveillance of quite a bit of your infrastructure across Johannesburg as well. What's the chances of that happening? And of course, that would be a budgetary requirement too.
Yes. Look, we partnered with the provincial government. We're working together around economic routes. Most of them are under surveillance. Obviously, we didn't want to announce these kind of things, but yes, they are under surveillance. We have a control room. The province has a control room, and we have a place called IOC, Integrated Operations Center. So we are definitely plugging the feeds in all these intersections that are geared with that technology. However, we are also phasing out the old technology that didn't have surveillance. You'll see most of our traffic signals now, they got something we call the cantilever, that high arm up there. So vandalism won't be easy. But there's also a safety feature in those ones. If you look at roads like your R55, your Summit Road going to Deep Slot and other areas, we have changed the face of the traffic signals. It's new technology, but it's got safety benefits because people will have to raise their head. Yeah. We know that people usually on cell phones and stuff like that when traffic signals are at an eye level. But if you have to raise your head constantly, you will look up. And that's also a benefit rather than people forgetting they are on the road. But we're looking at every aspect of safety and technology that we can put. We benchmarked against the best cities. So it's just a budgetary issue that might delay, but we are starting to roll out that technology.
Just as a final one, Zweli, the reason we had this situation is because of a gas leak and the ventilation systems underground. How sure are we that the gas detection, those ventilation systems are monitored and maintained to prevent any future incidences like this?
So based on the report that we got after the explosion, obviously detailed what was the cause. And part of us redesigning the road, it was to take into account those safety features. We do have gas detection equipment. You can, sensors, everything that you can think of underneath. And we have even increased light underneath. We have put some light now into the tunnels where they can be easily identified if there's any defects of infrastructure. One needs to know that underneath there's services, your fiber, city power, Joburg Water in terms of sewer, and us in terms of stormwater. So it's a busy town underneath, and we have to accommodate all of that and make sure that there's no confusion, but there's no recurrence as well of the same situation in future.
Zweli Nyathi, Johannesburg Roads Agency CEO, thank you so much for the time.